the Realme 11 Pro. I know I'm late with the review. I bought the phone after a month of it got released. As I was saying, forget iPhone, forget OnePlus 12, which has OnePlus 11, as it was released in the time of OnePlus 11. Now OnePlus 12 and Realme 12 also has released. So OnePlus 11 has 8.53 millimeters of thickness, and 1.12 has 8.2, and this has 8.2, the same as OnePlus 12, and it has a premier vegan leather, designed by the former Gucci designer, handsome guy, former Gucci designer, and the design is absolutely magnificent. And it has a plastic frame, but the frame looks so rich, and it does not look like a plastic, it looks like metal. It has a very subtle amount of feeling, very subtle, that it's plastic around upper here, not on the chrome plated sides, but still, although it looks like rich and premier. And the speakers are really rich sounding. They are not very full like iPhones. iPhones are really clever, man. They do such a like a device which is such outdated, and they borrow stuff from everywhere except their processor, which is like a redundant processing power it has. It gets so hot, and what will it do with their processing power? But even if it has redundant processing power, the phone the interaction is so slow. And so, coming to the point, I don't like this screensaver, man. I gotta get something like great. And the monumental thing about this phone is the 5 million is to 1 contrast ratio, and even the OnePlus 12 has less than that. It's not mentioned, but I read somewhere it's 3 million, the same as S24 Ultra, S23 Ultra, and iPhone 15, 14 Pro Max. All of this Pro Max have 2 million. Is to 1 contrast ratio. So the things like the matte content are like predominantly made for those phones. So in this phone, the content looks a little bit more like contrasty, like the videos and all, but when you run the screen you can see it. And it got a really like incredibly monumental oleophobic coating, not like the iPhone 1 and other phones. iPhone 1 looks like a plastic. It's such a deflection it has. It looks like plastic, and from like pre-smartphone era, it has that reflection. And and it has such amount of like bhar bhar ke, in Hindi we call it, like tons and tons of software features. I can't even go through. It will be such a long video. Like everything you can fathom is there. And and the processor is 7020, so it does not heat up while playing games. Uh, it does not heat up. mm, and it does not heat up. And but you cannot play the game on the like ultra extreme settings. You can play it on the extreme ultra settings, but not on the ultra extreme settings, like the most extreme settings. Although when you play it on the ultra extreme settings, the phones gets really heat up, regardless of any company. So that is there. and it has a 60 watt charger, 66 watt, but the charger that is included is 80 watts. So I don't know why the superfluous charging there. Probably it's 80 watts or something like that. And as I told, S23 Ultra is 3 million and iPhone has 2. And that is still like not like a great margin. That is like a double the margin. And this has 1 billion colors. Like all the TVs you get 1 billion colors, and this has 1 billion colors. And iPhones, all the new iPhones, all the S23s, and I couldn't find the detail about the OnePluses has OnePluses. Those iPhones and Samsungs have 16 million colors, man. They are still outdated, man. Like, man, why would I buy a 16 million color phone, man? That is absurd, man. That is ridiculous, man. And this has HDR10 plus, like all the iPhones and all phones, and 120 hertz screen. And iPhone is iPhone is still in the 60 hertz, not even 90 hertz, man. And the new gaming phones you get 144 hertz. That is a little bit of overkill. Once 120 hertz is the like the perfect spot, man. Like after I went to 120 hertz, man, I checked my old K20 Pro, Mi 90 Pro, also known as. That felt so sluggish, man. That is stuttery, man, like as hell. And uh, the 7020 is based on 6 nanometer, so it's not a like a small 4 nanometer, so it does not heat up. Very less heating. Also, it has vegan leather. It's not metal or glass, so it does not heat up. So that compensates as well. And the Gucci designer has like done something monumental, man. And it has the biggest, like way bigger than any other phone's lens. You can catch up in the video. I think any phone you check out does not have this big of lens, and the sensor size is just significant, just substantial, less, little bit less than the iPhones and the Samsungs and all. And so yes, so it's a perfect combination of the lens and the sensor. It does not give you the big pixels like those kind of shots. And um, uh, 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 the flash is it's a strong flash, and it has like a widespread flash. Does not have dual tone flash like the old phones had. It has a like a good spread of flash, and the 100 megapixel is actually true 100 megapixel. It does not have a dedicated uh, the telephoto lens though, but the the main sensor compensates it accurately. It does not feel like you're missing on the 2x, but on the 4x the details are not that great. You have to turn on AI. So when you turn on AI, the details are sharp. It's not like extremely sharp like the main camera, but it's sharp like other phones, which has dedicated, but still without the dedicated is doing that. But on the Pro Plus, you can get up to 4x, and with the dedicated, as it has 200 megapixel. So there you can get like up to 10x with the AI and get sharp photos. But the one bad thing about it is it does not have a wide angle like the Pro Plus have. It just has a dummy instead of that. So that's square, man. Why do you do that? You should have just like done a different design, or just have like had some kind of sensors there, or something else, man. Or you could have had like a 8 mega like something, man, something to like to compensate that. And this is the depth sensor, which works quite decently. I tested it, but it does not. It's working fine, but it does not working great like all the phones. But it does not have the 2x telephoto 2x. It does not work in the 2x, the depth sensor, only in the 1x. So the phone is such a paramount phone, but you have like those gripes are like it's really a setback. But the 12 Pro Plus has compensated that all. Like that is a crazy phone as well. And the Realme GT Master Pro, the Realme, I wanted to buy that phone, but that phone does not have curved display, the 60-degree curved display. The Samsung does not have a 60 degree. It has a like a sharp like as I was saying, the uh, the GT, the Realme GT, it is not a flagship phone. It's a like gaming oriented phone. It has all the cooling and all kind of things going on, to compensate the heat of the like most of those 800 series processors. But it also has like the glassy, like plasticky kind of screen, uh, like the iPhone, and it does not have double reinforced glass. This phone does not have Gorilla Glass. This has double reinforced glass. This is the new thing, the new patented thing from Realme. Like Realme are like really ultimate nowadays, and they are like soaring high and high, and they are paramount nowadays. So the box keeps well, like has a racing that aesthetics to it. And mm, what was I gonna say? Um, it has dual speakers, very punchy, rich sounding speakers, and Dolby Atmos with the speakers. And uh, and I think I covered up everything. Oh yeah, it has patented cinematic mode, which works such super finely, man. The iPhone has True Tone, some patented thing, which is like a generic thing, man. You get it in the every phone, True Tone. Every phone is True Tone. It's not like phones are not True Tone. So this has cinematic patented and 100% DCPI color gamut, like with the 16 with the 1 billion colors, and cinematic P3 mode, also brilliant mode. And the cinematic mode, when you turn it on, the things looks like you are watching in the real life. You have to like tweak it a little bit, so it's not on by default. So you like play around with that, and you get incredible, like insane paramount display experience. And this phone has a 1080p display, but my K20 Pro also has a 1080p. My 90 Pro K20p Pro, but this phone has such sharp details. Such it's exactly 1200p. Like I in, I ineffably reckon that, because I had a 1440p Limax 2 beast phone, and I bought three of those phones and That is a little bit absurd sounding, but yeah, I bought three of those phones, and that are at 1440p. So I know that this phone is definitely 1200p because you cannot see the pixels at all. Like you have to like go really close to see like tiny bit of pixelation. Like in 1440p, there's like even less tiny bit of pixelation. So this phone is definitely 1200p, and they are like concealing it at 1080p to pass the like pricing thing. They are like being generous. So uh, and this has O emoji, just like Apple's iteration, but they have like turned it up a notch. But the authenticity of the O, it has a little bit more authenticity in term in, for Apple. They have like a different aesthetic, and this is better, but you know, I had to say it. But this has a lot of customization, but the Apple one does not have a lot of customization, but it has like a hint of like a feeling of more authenticity in that, like a subtle amount of. And the vegan leather is very premier. They've used the best vegan leather they've used, and this Realme logo shines as well. I really suggest them, Realme, to get a good logo like Apple's logo, not like a typographic logo. And and, and this fingerprint scanner is the biggest fingerprint scanner you can get, and this fingerprint scanner is fast enough. I think it's ultrasonic. It's around let me show you. It's not the fastest, but it's it's the fastest, man. It's as fast as it gets, man. You see that? You just have to like know how to use it, not like press your finger hard, like you have to know how to use it. So that's as fast as it gets, the ultrasonic fast fingerprint scanner. Now you see the screen, man. Like I don't know if it's coming in the camera or not. Like the screen, man. Like what to say, man. This is insane. And I have like the camera is also producing like really extremely true to life images and videos. But as the processor is 7020, it does not produce 60 frame per second 4K. It's 30 frame per second 4K. But other than that, the extremely high setting is also not available. The phone gets heats up, I told you. To compensate that, you have to buy a gaming phone. And the bezels are 2 millimeter thick, and just like Apple's, and better than Samsung, like tons, like lot substantial, lot better, much better than Samsung's thick bezels. and that was everything. So mm, and it also has a very good TPU case, very premium TPU case, very premier TPU case. And the OIS, man, I gotta say the OIS is a little bit so-so. It's not great. It's not like Vivo's. It's like Apple's and Samsung's. It's not like they have not like done something monumental there. It's like regular like Samsung or Samsung, Apple, and OnePluses. So that's it. Oh, and the last thing is the 900 something nits on this, and the 800 nits on the OnePlus 12. 800 nits, which is confirmed by XDA on that OnePlus 12 and OnePlus 11, and this has 900 something nits, and Apple and Samsung they claim like 1500. Those are crazy redundant. Why would you need, like, we go to Sahara Desert, man, you still won't need the 1500 nits brightness, man. Well, that's extremely redundant, extremely superfluous stuff, extremely redundant. Like, that is like degrading your screen, even. That is like depleting your screen life. It has been said that it's the best looking phone by lot of reviewers, man. I can't recall the name of the reviewers, but like 5-6 reviewers said that this is the best looking phone. But they skipped everything else, and they don't have any idea about contrast ratio. They just know there's screen brightness needs, and that is it. They don't know anything else. They just should click some photos and and they don't know, like, they like the filter on the iPhone and that is it, man. They have no idea, man. Like, why? You have a great setup, man. I appreciate that a lot. You have a great studio, but except that, y'all are y'all are like redundant. Y'all are like, why do you all make reviews, man? Get a job, do some other jobs, man. Y'all absolutely not fit for this. Y'all are like um, you're like blindfolding all these people, man, like with an absolutely like non-existent review and like fake like fraudulency. So it has 2160 PWM dimming, which helps in the in the like dark environments. It cuts off the light, the excess light. So on like Samsung and all. Samsung and OnePlus also has 2160 PWM dimming, so it's the same as those. And also it has a Samsung sensor, the HP, like the best sensor of the Samsung. It does not have the Sony sensor, uh, but it hits the spot, man. The color accuracy, and you just extremely like real life, man. Like how you see in your real life, extremely like are mostly like real life. The and the details, 100 megapixel, absolutely 100 megapixels in terms of phone. Like in the DSLR you will get big pixels, so that will have a big pixel effect. Like I check uh, iPhone 12's like contrast ratio. Like I put a full black video and you won't believe it. Like I checked it with my Mi 90 Pro, which is 60,000 to 1, and it was like 5 times worse than that. It was like grayish. It was like CRT, man. Like unbelievable, man, unbelievable. Is it focusing or not? focusing or not, I really don't know. Focusing around here. Oh, did it even focus in all the video? I doubt so. Oh man, if it did not focus, that would have been really messed up situation, man. Oh, and so the I was telling the filter thing about Apple, but it's actually not a filter thing, man. It's just post processing. Their like highlights are a little bit more like accentuated, so it's not filter, man. It's just the highlights are like blown out, and the photos that they came out like uh, as the pre-smartphone era, man. The quality of the photos, they are like such crappy photos, man. They come out like pre, they came out exactly like pre-smartphone era pictures. So I have to clarify it. Like I was getting like little bit anxious. Like I just got into the bed and just it hit me as I was gonna like edit it and just struck me in the head. And people have a wrong notion that Apple have good, better quality or something like that. There's nothing like quality. Like specs are quality. The contrarily, Apple is worse quality indeed. Like they are taking the screen from Samsung and China and they are much developed country. They are the manufacturers and Samsung's they are lagging behind in terms of everything. And Vivo and Oppo they are some niche brands. They have like crazy tech there. So that is that is the absolute wrong notion. You put side by side and you see how worse the quality. Even like forget about specs. Specs are like way like 5-7 years behind. Like Apple is still in for just released the 15 Pro Max with 48 megapixel and 48 megapixel was released like uh, 7 years, 6 years, something like that back. So forget about specs, and the quality is even like much like substantially worse here. Because I have seen so many people with Apple, like this new term is called chapri, man. Chapri people, like like they want to disparage the people who buy flagship, who buy the best of the best. They want to disparage it by buying those phones and showing off their iPhones. They don't have they their quality of living is worse than worse. But still they buy that phone just to show off that hey you we have this phone. This costs so much, even though it's crap, the crappiest. But but I say them on my face, man. I show them my screen in front. I take it in front of their faces. I tell them the specs differences, like 16 million colors. I laugh at them and I crack jokes and the contrast ratio. Like you get the proper the best highlights, the best like details in the darkness. I put it out everything. I'm not like a wimpy timid guy which like accepts the being distant and being disparaged like that. So here conclude my absolute review. And please like, share and subscribe my channel. As you know, I put everything. I'm not like 20% of review and like bogus stuff, man. I'm like I'm doing everything man, like that has to be done.